Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make a rainbow color explosion effect. So I'm just going over here, File, New, and then hit OK, open it. The first thing I want to do is make like a really dark gray background. So I'm going to go to my paint bucket tool on the left and then pick a dark gray to kind of put on there. Click OK and fill it. Now I'm going to go to filter and go to lens correction. I'm going to make a vignette. So I'll go over here to this tab that says custom, and then go down to the vignette option, and I'm just going to go over to the left to darken until I got what is a nice vignette. Okay. Now I'm just going to click OK, and that should go to that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer, and on this layer I'm just going to use the gradient tool, which can be found where the fill bucket is at, and you just click on that, and then you click over up here at the top where the options are at. So here, I'll show you how to do that again. It's this little color bar right here. And then we're going to make sure that you got your gradient type set to noise and not solid. And then the roughness about 70. And so you'll have something that looks like this. And I just go to randomize until I find one that I like, because you don't want one that has like a lot of blocks of the same color. You want one that's pretty mixed up. So let me see if I can get one. There we go, we'll use this one. So everything else is good. We're going to hit OK. And then I'm just going to click and drag right down the middle. And that's going to put that over it. Now I don't want any color right now, so I'm going to go Control-Alt-U. And we're going to desaturate everything to make it black and white. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to go Command-T. And we're just going to transform this a little bit. So I'm just going to grab it and squeeze it till it's about like that. And then I'm going to go to perspective, and we're going to bring this top right corner all the way up, and then bring this left corner down a lot. Now I'm going to go to skew, and I'm going to take this right middle one and put it to where it's about right there. And I'm going to take this left middle one and bring it up to the top, just like that. Now I'm going to go to warp, and you can just like mess around with this really as much as you want. But pretty much what we're trying to do is get like an S curve looking deal. So I'm going to bring that out like that. Maybe bring this handle in. Bring that handle like out like that, just so you can just kind of play around with it and see what works. And that looks pretty good, so I'm gonna apply that. And then what we're also gonna do is we don't want a lot of straight blacks and straight whites, so I'm gonna go up here to Image, Adjustments, Levels. And we're just going to bring the black in and the white in, so that you have, pretty much grays, not any real black or any real white. So that looks pretty good. Cool, so now that we got that ready, we're going to go to Layer and open a new layer. And on this one, we're just going to paint. So we're going to go over here to our brushes and get about a hard edge, about 68 pixel brush, maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, so about this kind of brush size. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select some pretty like bright crazy colors, and I'm just going to paint. Let me just change the opacity to 100 because I had it on on lower. So I'm just gonna paint like this. I'll go with another kind of blue. Just make sure you cover that gray part of the layer we just made. Maybe some green. And I think I'll finish it up with another light kind of blue. There we go. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Filter, Blur, and the Gaussian Blur. And we're just going to like blur it crazy, like 100 pixels. Maybe like 75 pixels. Okay, there we go. Maybe a little bit less on Filter. Okay. Now I'm just gonna duplicate this layer and then merge the visible layers. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hold Alt and then switch between. I'm gonna hover my mouse clicker right between these two, and then a little icon will come on. And you'll see that little icon, how it changed to like it's like a Venn diagram. Bam. And that's gonna clip it to the shape of the gray thing that I started. Now we're just gonna go to the layer option, blending options, and we're gonna go to blend mode. We're gonna do color. Now see how you got the stripes in there and stuff. So there's that. And then we're gonna take another like a hard round brush. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit to where it's pretty small. And then we're gonna go to brush options, which is this deal right here. And we're gonna go to shape dynamics and make sure the size jitter is all the way up. And then we're going to go to scattering. I'm going to make sure the count jitter is all the way up, but leave the count low. And then you can see the scatter, how it changes it. So yeah, we want it to be kind of out there. So that looks alright. So we're going to create a new layer. Alright, and I'm just going to paint. Oh, hold on. I want to change my color to white. I'm just going to paint down this little deal. Kind of get more as it gets towards the edge. Yeah, a few coming off. Like I said, the more time you spend on it, the better it'll kind of look. Now I'm just going to copy that layer, duplicate it. And I'm going to turn the first one off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that Gaussian blur that we went to earlier, which is under filter, blur, and we're just going to set it to something like 5, or we'll do a little bit more, like 10. There, that looks pretty good. And then we're going to go to image adjustments, color balance, and we're just going to want to give it a nice little color. Oh wait, that's not the one I need. Anyways, now that you got that kind of blurred, you can turn on the other and see kind of what it does is it gives it that kind of lighting effect. And there you go. So you can always mess with it and spend more time making it look cooler and crazier, but pretty much that's the gist of it. Thanks.